I don't know. We don't know if this is the end or what. Rockin' Sindri, here we come. Jötunheim, probably here we come. And then we're gonna need to climb. Yeah, actually, I don't think we're close at all to the end of the game because... Okay, let's go back in here.
Supposedly the realm tears contain some kind of terrible secret Ivaldi wanted hidden. But who knows, really? Dwarves are strange. And yes, I realize I'm a dwarf.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Jötunheim, but we need to climb the tallest mountain in Jötunheim then in order to do the ashes part. And we know from previous experience how long it takes us to climb up tallest mountains, so... Mister, how's it going? How come... What? Jötunheim in reach. Oh my gosh, should I spell? Pause. So bad. I spelled Jötunheim wrong in the stream title. Okay. We're fine. Everything is fine. With the Jötunheim realm tower restored, can we use... Quite fine, thank you. How are you, Miss Cookie? I'm swell. I'm swell, mister. Got everything under control, per usual. Per usual, yep. Okay. Can we use the realm travel room? The trip to Jötunheim failed because we don't have a travel crystal. We could use Mimir's eyes if only he had both of them, but Odin ran off with one. We're gonna see what Brock and Sindri know about it. Yeah, I forgot about this too. Yeah, okay, there's no way we're beating the game today.
Hey guys, question for you. Anyone know where we can find Mimir's other eye?
Oh. That's... I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, Odin asked me to... He wanted me to build a... He showed it to me, you see, and I... declined. Sorry, will you excuse me? Oh.
Well, that was useless.
You know, it was about that same time that Odin came around looking for me to build a statue with some sort of hidden compartment. Now, that not being a weapon and the Aesir being a bunch of pock-speckled cockers, I too saw fit to decline.
Language!
But I know we got it built just the same.
What was the statue?
It's that one of Thor out there flashing his sack to the lake.
The statue that the serpent ate.
Sorry about that. Feeling much better.
How are we supposed to look inside the snake?
Inside? Oh no!
We'd better go see what the world serpent has to say about that. Well, lads, I don't know what lies ahead, but now would be a good time to make sure your gear is ready for the worst. Anything you need to do, I'd do it now. Just some sage advice.
What?
Been putzing around Niflheim, have we?
How
Yes,
can you
sir.
tell?
I'd recognize Ivaldi's stench of failure anywhere. Plus, you still got some mist on your shoes.
Okay, right. We have not the armor on that we want to be wearing. What was the armor I had on before, right? Was Brock and Sindri's. I think this is what I had on. Increases the rate at which rage is gained. Strength is the same. Defense up. Vitality down. Luck up. Wait, what's swap enchantments? Have I been able to do that the whole time? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Everything is spinning out of control? What? I didn't realize every single time I've been switching my armor manually and then I get upset. I'm like, oh man, I gotta go put all the enchantments back on. Okay, everything. Okay, well, now I'm just gonna... I'm gonna switch us over. I want to take a look at the enchantments anyways because I think I have some on. Yeah, cooldown. This. Swap. Whoa, sorry. Okay. And then do this. And then here. War Belt of the Traveler. No, I'm pretty sure this is what I was doing. Rust. Switch. Yes. Okay. This doesn't actually... It wants me... Oh, I need to go back to Midgard. Strangle.
I can't figure out. Odin wants to prevent Ragnarok. The serpent's already been there and seen it. So hasn't he already failed?
Fate's a tricky thing, lad. Odin's just arrogant enough to think he can get the best of it.
Fate is another lie told by the gods. Nothing is written that cannot be unwritten.
On that, brother, you and the All-Father may just agree. Even if he can't prevent Ragnarok, he still hopes to learn enough details to influence the outcome. Remind me later to tell you about the wolves.
The wolves? Yes, please. Odin thinks he can beat fate and change Ragnarok, even though the serpent's already been through it. Father doesn't think much of fate either. Another lie told by the gods. So they have that in common. Okay, we're all set here. We're all set here.
Once more to the horn.
To the horn. Excuse me, lizard. $7:37 evening.
Steady.
Sorry. Turn the fan. Once you runic attack, you never go back, is what they say. Honestly, it's true. Axe throws, I don't even remember the last time I did one.
Is the statue lost to us?
He thinks it might still be in his stomach. And he's open to letting you roll into his mouth to look inside.
Ew. Really?
Yeah.
By
Ew.
the by, He's not wild about it either.
I think this is a bad idea.
So, are we really doing this? Letting the serpent swallow us?
You do not have to come.
Well, I'm not gonna miss this.
I feel like we should not have our son come with us to row into the mouth of the world serpent. Like, what sort of father are we? Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me, everybody. Going into the serpent. Don't mind us.
You sure this is a good idea?
No.
What's that down there?
Oh, before we die, we might as well loot a little bit. Man, what if this is the end of the game?
I've been to many strange places, but this will be a new one.
Yeah, I've never been in a giant's belly either. How about you, Father?
Never one that was not trying to eat me.
You really should expect that sort of response at this point.
Here we go.
Belly of the beast. Well, the good news is there's probably no bad guys in here, right? Inside of,
Funny. I used to
A
dream
belly.
about getting eaten.
Dreams are nothing
I'm
to...
not afraid. It just reminded me of a way I used to feel when I was a child. Let's find that statue.
Ah, smells not as bad as I thought it'd be. Bit like heather ale fermenting. Rather pleasant, actually.
You're so weird.
should we loot in here?
The water kind of burns in here. That is water, isn't it?
Aye. Most of it.
So hard to see. Oh,
We could beach the boat here.
there's a chest in gold. Have I missed some places? It's like a little easier to see.
There, the hammer.
Hold on. Beep, beep, beep. Here? It's dark. It's dark.
I see something over there.
that worked. Oh, do I have to keep going maybe? Oop. Sorry. Freeze this.
Didn't say where we could reach it.
Have to do something here. Guess I'll let it go back. What's this? Ah, okay, down. So now bring this back. Now we climb. Around and up and down and gimme.
Mimir, any idea where Odin hid your eye?
No, it's not like I can still see through it.
Find that a little hard to believe. I bet in a couple minutes he's gonna be like, wait a minute, I totally can see through my eye.
Yep. That's an eye.
An
Maybe
eye!
you should stick that in my head for safekeeping. Gently now, gently.
Oh.
Thank you, brother. You don't miss depth until it's gone.
Oh. Alrighty, cool. And we... Aha.
How's it feel, Mimir?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm feeling whole again, but it's a right improvement.
The
Nice.
Bifrost is intact.
It'll serve.
Then we have all we need.
Finally, we're going to Jötunheim. There's no stopping us now.
Laddie, have you ever heard the term tempting fate?
Fate is another lie
Told by the gods, yes, of course. You really are your father's son, you know.
Tis. This is... I cannot see where I'm going.
So how do we get back out?
We signal.
Oh my god!
What's going on?
Woo! Okay. Everything is fine.
Well,
Everything's
that was
fine.
mildly terrifying. Maybe our presence is upsetting Jormungandr's belly.
No. Something is wrong.
Okay. Yeah, let's just everybody stay calm.
What's happening to him?
Nothing good. Glad that's over.
Is he getting hit? What is that?
We must hurry.
Couldn't agree more, brother.
Good idea!
Boy!
I'm good. I think I'm getting kind of used to this. What happened to him? Something we did?
No. Something else. A dead giant.
He's not dead, right?
Why would the serpent leave us here?
Look!
Freya?
We can still trust her, right?
Until we know for certain, keep her distant.
The world's serpent. What's happened here?
We hoped you would know.
You are far from home.
I'm looking for my son. The two of you. You helped me see things more clearly.
You do not know where he is then?
No. But the woods and fields speak his name. I know he walks here in Midgard.
When did you see him last?
Long ago. Before you were even born. Why are you standing so far from me? What's wrong? Something's happened.
There!
I had a feeling that hurting the big snake would bring the two of you out in the open. Do you have any idea at all, what you have cost me?
Not really.
My boy.
Mother.
I'm here. Don't run away.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere, Mother.
I know that you're still angry. I know that how you feel hasn't changed, but I want you to...
How I feel? How I feel? I've spent the last 100 years dreaming of this moment. I rehearsed everything I ever wanted to say to you, every word, to make you understand exactly what you stole from me. But now, I realize I don't need you to understand anything. I don't need you at all.
No, back off, Kratos. This has nothing to do...
This path you walk. Vengeance. You will find no peace. I know.
You... I'll deal with you later. But family first. This again?
Okay. I'm not really emotionally stable enough to fight you right now.
I can reach you.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
I said stop!
You might want to turn away, boy. This won't be pretty.
I won't let you hurt him.
No, boy.
Fine.
Stop! No! No! Atreus!
Jeez!
Breathe, boy. Breathe!
Not my blood.
What is that?
What is that?
I can feel this. I can feel everything.
He's vulnerable now?
You will not do this!
Hello?
What's going on? Is Freya trying to kill us?
No.
I don't
We
know.
win. We are moving.
That arrow. Baldur punched the mistletoe?
In the quiver strap, yes. Mistletoe harmed him.
Freya said it was wicked.
He's more than harmed. The spell is broken.
He can be killed.
I'm certain of it. It's all coming back now.
Now he remembers.
You remember what?
Is she controlling that thing?
Stay out of it! I can reason with him!
No, woman! You cannot! He means to kill you!
Can't stop me! No one can!
Where is he?
I don't care if he kills me. I will protect him. I will not let him die.
Don't touch it. This will all be over soon.
There!
Stop this now!
Not the least!
I don't see where he is. I don't see what I'm doing. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Okay, he's ice right now. He's ice right now.
I feel freezing!
Stop hurting my boy!
I'm sorry, but he's hurting me. Ow. I don't. What's happening? Oh, I need to attack him then. Wait, I'm in the wrong. Boom. Okay, okay. Sorry. Ow. Okay, fine. Okay, let's... Okay, fine. Oh my god. I'm dying. Yep, I know. Oh, please don't die. Please don't die. I'm in a rage. I need to do things. Okay. What the heck? Okay, I think I'm... Okay, now swap. Swap. Shoot!
Atreus!
That's not good.
Atreus!
I'm up here. I'm okay.
I'm doing wonderful. I've never felt so alive.
Stop this! Reba!
Ow. That's brutal. That's brutal. Ooh! Ow. I can't even switch to my...
Who's going to be so rewarding now?
Get this, get this, get this. Okay, I'm not dodging anything. Why can't I pull out my... Maybe I don't have it? Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I feel like I blocked that, but... Dang it! Okay. No resurrection stone, no resurrection stone. Okay. I couldn't figure out why I didn't have the axe, but I think I just didn't call it back at some point. Go! And then here, get him!
Failing glorious feeling.
Okay, ow, ow, sure. I feel like I'm parrying that. Okay, he's coming. He's coming. Run. Grab this and dodge. And dodge. We're dodging. We're dodging. We're dodging. Block. Yes. Nice. No! Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Ow. Block! Yes!
More! Show me more!
Why isn't it doing damage? Block. Block. Please block. Okay, I was sort of gonna grab the health that was over there. Maybe I'm too far away? Okay, well, we can't have that happen. Go, 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 go. Up, 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 up.
Atreus!
Stay away from my son! You don't have to do this!
There!
Stop him!
Please! There has been enough pain!
Dang! Block. This is my least favorite part of this whole game! I don't understand this combat! I dislike it! And dodge! And dodge! Like, what? Dodge! Okay, everything is fine. No, we're punching, we're not going back to the blocking thing. I refuse to go back. Shoot him! No. No, no, no! Don't make me do the blocking thing, please!
Before you die, I want to thank you. Both of you. You've done what even the All-Father himself could not. I've never felt more alive. Ironic, isn't it?
Spurn rage!
What? What? Won't you die?
We need to cut off his head! This is bad. Switch! No, switch! Boom! Boom! Ow. Ow. None of my runic attacks are doing anything! Block! Block! Yes! Boom! And dodge! And dodge! And dodge! And dodge! And we're dodging! We're dodging! We're dodging! We're healing! Then we're... Where'd he go? Ow. Block! Ow. Okay, not good. Block! Yes! Block. Ow! Ow! Block! Come on! I can't see anything. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. Block! Block! No! I thought I had it! I thought I had the... Okay, this is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. We're gonna be fine. That's not fine. That's not what we need to happen. I can't tell. Maybe I need this? Okay, I think I shouldn't have been using the axe. Maybe I needed to, but he looks fiery, but he also looks cold. more cold than fiery, so... Okay. Right? Isn't he fire right now, or am I crazy? Okay, I probably did deserve that. Oh, dang. Dang, 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 dang. Everything is fine. Block, block, block. Boom. Run away, run away, we're running away. Okay, block. Oh, I see, he's ice. Ah. Okay. Very debatable. Okay, block. Block, 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 block. So now that he's fire, I should go ice. Okay, back up! Back up! Get the stone! Heal! Heal! Okay, now switch! Switch! Switch, 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 switch. My nose is running! I have literal boogers on my face! Ah! Okay, everything is fine. Roll. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. No, 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 no. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Oh god. Okay, we need to cut off his head while we have the chance.
Look! I have an idea!
Boy? Well done, boy.
Okay, we need to kill him.
Come on! Do it! Do it!
Stop. Please.
He's beaten, Father. Not a threat.
You will not come for us again. You will not touch her.
I don't need your protection.
Just can't help yourself. Can you, Mother? No matter what I do or say, you won't stop interfering in my life.
I was just trying to protect you. I've made mistakes. I know. But you're free now. You have what you want. Try to find forgiveness. We can build something new.
No.
No. We can't. Because I will never forgive. You still need to pay for the lifetime that you stole from me.
I have paid. I have paid. But if that alone will make you whole, if seeing me dead will make things right, I won't stop you.
I know.
Please.
What? No, Baldur!
Come on!
I love you.
Why do you even care? You could have walked away.
The Cyberians here must be better than this.
Oh god.
No, my boy! My dear sweet boy!
Freya. He chose this.
I will rain down every agony, every violation imaginable upon you. I will parade your cold body from every corner of every realm and feed your soul to the vilest filth in hell. That is my promise.
He saved your life.
He robbed me of everything. Everything. You were just an animal. Passing on your cruelty and rage, you will never change.
And you do not know me.
I know enough. Does he?
Boy. Listen close.
Okay.
I'm from a land called Sparta. I made a deal with the god that cost me my soul. I killed many who were deserving. And many who were not. I killed my father.
That was your father in hell. Is this what it is to be a god? Is this how it always ends? Sons killing their mothers? Their fathers?
No. We will be the gods we choose to be. Not those who have been. Who I was is not who you be. We must be better.
Well, guess we're the bad guys now.
In her eyes, yes. But she could never make that choice. We should finish this journey while I still have strength.
I don't understand. I know saving her was the right thing, but she seemed all evil at the end.
Not evil. You killed her son, lad. Her son. The death of a child is not something a parent gets over easily.
But he was gonna kill her.
She would have died to see him live. Only a parent can understand.
So you'd let me kill you?
If it meant you would live. Yes.
Look, there was no easy choice. For anybody, brother. But I think we can all agree you did the right thing. The world's a better place with Freya in it. Just give her time, lads. She'll come around.
Back to Tyr's temple, then. One last time.
Aye. Jötunheim awaits.
Why did Baldur say we cost him?
Odin must have convinced him that following you to Jötunheim would bring his cure. Lies, I'm sure.
Why did mistletoe break the spell?
Vanir magic is powerful, but its rules are slippery and elusive. I'm sure it makes sense if you're a witch. Oh, but it's also bloody tragic. Baldur was the greatest gift Odin granted Freya, the one thing she treasured from their marriage. She only hoped to spare him pain and spare herself loss. But such impulses can lead good parents to make terribly stupid decisions.
I do not have enough Kleenex in my possession to make myself feel better right now. Oh, that is so hard.
Mimir, you never told me what happened with the stonemason's son.
Hrimthur, son of Thamur. After completing his father's masterwork, the Great Wall of Jötunheim, he thought of nothing but making the Aesir pay for their crimes against the giants. Once he longed to fight Thor, but tragedy had brought wisdom to Hrimthur, and cunning. He observed that Asgard's walls were half-built and shoddy, for no Aesir god could be bothered with such tiresome labor. So Hrimthur adopted the guise of an ordinary man and made the Aesir an offer. He would build them majestic new walls, and if he couldn't build them within 2 turns of the season, they would owe him nothing for his labors. And if he succeeded, he asked only for an audience with the goddess Freya. Odin agreed, knowing the task was impossible, but intrigued by the stranger. Hrimthur made short work of it, of course. He had the benefit of his father's training and the aid of a magical stallion for fetching stones. Odin was not happy to find himself on the losing end of the wager, but he seemed to uphold his end of the bargain. Freya was sent to meet the mason, and to her surprise, he wanted only to whisper something in her ear. That being done, he made his way out of Asgard. And when he found Thor awaiting him at the gates of Midgard, he knew he had been double-crossed. But he didn't care, because his plan was complete.
It was? What did he say to Freya?
Only she could say for certain, but I've had many moons to work it out. Hrimthur knew that Freya loathed the Aesir, despite her marriage to Odin, and I believe he gave her the secret to Asgard's defenses. Some weakness he may have built in, structural or magical, which I expect will be exploited come Ragnarok when Surtur arrives to burn Asgard to ash. If not sooner.
So potentially, us keeping Freya alive here. If she trusts anyone ever again come Ragnarok. Wait.
Here we go! I can't believe we're gonna see the giants.
Well, if things work according to the plan... Go ahead and lock in Jötunheim and we'll be on our way. Probably.
Yeah, probably not, but, sure.
Boy, ahead. Get ready.
Oh, right. Got it. Let's hope this doesn't cause you to explode or anything.
Oh, hadn't considered that. Maybe we should talk about this a bit more.
Nah, I'm sure you'll be fine. Ready?
That's unpleasant!
Should we stop?
Now, boy. We must be close.
Well, what are we waiting for? Think it's far?
We will see.
Mimir doesn't look
A
that
word,
good.
please, before we continue.
Sure.
Listen, the last thing you two need up there is a decomposing heat ruining the moment. Why don't I wait for you here? This is between you and the boy.
True. But if someone were to
My
fight...
lady sips soft, perfect sloshers. You done did it.
Sorry. We had to see this.
Trust him with Brock and Sindri.
No.
You'll be
Fine,
safe
damn it,
with them.
fine.
Watch the head till we return.
I can do this. No, I can't. Oh.
Okay.
Ready. Come.
Emotionally, I'm not quite ready, but, find Jötunheim's highest peak.
We're on the giant's fingers. I can see the highest peak ahead. Right over there. We did it.
We did.
What are you doing?
I have nothing more to hide.
Can we go now? We're so close.
Boy.
What are those? It's like chain marks?
Carry her.
Okay, please don't run. I'm crying and I can't keep it together.
Boy.
It's nothing. I just thought I'd hear voices by now. Hello? Anybody here?
Why carve all these faces?
What if this is all the giants that got out of Midgard alive? Not really many at all.
What is this place?
They must have all come through here when they left Midgard. What was left of them.
Why are they all so sad?
Odin and Thor, ruining everything for everybody.
The dream of Midgard. Midgard was a dream of what could be if we shared and collaborated. Jonar, Aesir, Vanir, elf, dwarf, and mortals, most of all, it was beautiful. But not everyone is capable of sharing. Some believe anything uncontrolled is savage and threatening. And so we were mocked and tricked and used. And then slaughtered. Odin and his tribe were barred from our realm. But it was not enough. The wrath of Thor and his terrible hammer have thinned our number in Midgard to the brink of ruin. So there is no option but to withdraw. While yet any lived to do so. Odin and Thor would have killed all the giants if they could, and they got away with it.
Where are they now?
The giants came back home so they could survive. But I'm not sure they did. I should feel them, but I don't. This place is dead. What happened to them? Why'd Mom send us here?
One question is answered, and two more take its place.
Oh wait, maybe that's forward. It's up here.
Huh. Who's the Guardian?
The Guardian returns. We foresee Midgard's fate. Overrun, a second heck. Neither Odin nor his dead may reach Jötunheim. The ways must be shut. The serpent and the guardian remained. They alone shall keep our hope. When doom befalls the indestructible, only then shall the guardian return. Until then, we await a better world, one without fear, without greed, without war. We wait for deliverance and justice. We wait for a champion. We will wait for word that gods grow good. Hope that world gets here soon.
Wait! Father! Something's happening.
Is it Atreus?
It's your axe. It's Mother. Look. She's arguing with a bunch of giants. She knew giants? That's us. The first time we met the world serpent. But how? And our fight with Baldur. But that just happened. Wait. They knew everything that was going to happen. The dragon in the mountain, the stone mason, all these drawings. This is our story.
No. This is
Yours?
your story.
But what does it all mean?
That I was not the only parent with secrets.
You didn't know. She was a giant. I'm a giant. Why didn't she tell us?
She sent us here, knowing we would find this.
But why not just tell us the truth?
Your mother would have had good reasons. Baldur was never sent to find me. He was tracking her all along, not knowing she was only ashes.
If she had a plan for us, I trust it. Whatever it is. Besides, she hasn't been wrong yet. Come on. We're so close to the end now.
Yes. Yes, we are.
What was that? What was that?
Look, it's Mother's. She was here. She saw every step we took before we took it. Like she was always with us. Watching over us. Leading us home. Let's finish it.
son. Goodbye, Faye.
I love you, Mom. The giants. They really are all gone. There's nothing for us here.
Come.
So, I get that Mother was a giant, which makes me part giant and part god.
And part mortal.
Right. I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The giants called me... Loki?
Loki. That's the name your mother wanted for you when you were born. She must have called you that to her people.
But why?
A question for another day. Let us go home.
Guess it all makes sense now. Why she want to end up here? Be with her kind? But did she know it was going to be like this here? Is this what she wanted us to see? Did she want us to tell the people? Or keep it a secret?
I do not know.
So what should we do?
I trust you to decide that.
Oh. So, why'd you want to name me Atreus? I know it can't be for a god.
No. He was a soldier. A Spartan.
A great warrior?
All Spartans are great warriors. We trained from birth. Our lives were discipline, duty, battle, and death. Life was grim, and we greeted it grimly. But Atreus of Sparta was unlike the rest of us. He wore a smile even in the worst of times. He was happy. He inspired us to hope that though we were machines of war, yet there was humanity in us. Goodness. When the day came for him to lay down his life in battle, his sacrifice saved countless others and turned the tide in our favor. I carried him home on his shield and buried him with all the honors of Spartan custom. His memory was a comfort in dark times.
Wow, you actually told a good story. I missed it.
Okay, Atreus. I see you're trying to make me feel better.
understand if you want to go home, but I bet there are still some corrupted Valkyries out there that could be set free. Some other help people. Maybe helping people is part of why Mom sent us out here, too. I mean, what would Atreus of Sparta do?
And what would Loki do?
Huh. That's a weird name. I'm glad we went with yours.
Lads, am I glad to see you. I believe I've reached my limit for dwarven charm.
What happened, Mimir?
They took an uncomfortable number of measurements and then proceeded to bicker about the weather.
Where do you want us to take you?
How about the warm confines of anywhere bloody else?
Okay. All right. Explore with Atreus. Continue exploring. Complete Dwarven Favors, Free Dragons. Travel to Muspelheim and Niflheim. Find new items in the shop to get powerful equipment that will allow you to defeat all legendary corrupted Valkyries. Hey! Okay, Valkyries revealed. Locations of all corrupted Valkyries have been revealed on your map. New Game Plus. New Game Plus allows you to start a new game while maintaining your equipment, XP, hacks, silver, and purchase items. New Game Plus can be accessed anywhere from within the game's options menu. Oh, you want me? Okay. Okay. Well, you know who's gonna have to watch through this whole entire VOD? Me. My eyes. I had tears up to my eyeballs. I literally haven't even seen the past, like, hour of this game. I have a mountain of tissues here. Like, they're about to engulf the whole microphone. We should... Oh, yeah, we can go, Okay, so if we go back here... Okay, I'm gonna go back to Midgard.
Before we return to Midgard, I should warn you. More time has passed than you likely realize. The snowfall that began when you slew Baldur, it's become something else. Stuff of omens.
For the coming of winter.
Not just any winter, but a great winter to span 3 summers. And when it's done, Ragnarok begins.
Ragnarok. From snow.
Aye, snow. Lots more snow. And then the end of the bloody world. In that approximate order.
Another prophecy.
No, brother. Prophecy doesn't expect this for 100 more winters at least. You've changed something. Prophecy didn't count on you.
What's it gonna look like?
I'm telling you, it's Fimbulwinter. I can feel it in my scrotum. This is the big one.
Stop saying that. Oh, you're making me very nervous. It was bound to snow sooner or later.
That ain't just snow, and you know it. It's the end times.
How dare you make me the voice of reason?
Guys?
Just discussing the weather. Bit of a snap lately.
What he means is, Fimbulwinter's upon us, boys. The winter to end all winters. I can feel it in my scrotum.
Yeah.
Okay, could we not with the
So
the
if
thing?
you're heading home, try to keep moving, and also to not die.
Or if you're not heading home, same advice.
Okay, cool. Don't die. Period. Just want to see what it looks like.
Okay. We've heard about going home a couple of times, so maybe we should do that. we should get, yeah. I think Brock needs some new pants or something. Okay. We do need to go to, we do need to go back to the Council of Valkyries at some point, though. Because I think I have two helmets there. Let's go home.
Oh, man. The tower ate the Unity Stone, didn't it? I wanted to fly again.
Yes, that's a terrible pity.
Mimir, why do you have Bifrost crystals in your eyes?
A loving gift from the giants. Since I used to do so much traveling between realms, they thought it would be more convenient for me than having a crystal I could lose.
Did it hurt?
No, because I wisely fortified myself with 16 cups of Billow Maiden's Ale. Got so inebriated, I tried convincing the giants to put them in my nipples instead.
Oh my God.
Into it too. Can you imagine? Mimir of the Bifrost teats. Those were the days.
Okay.
Okay. I'll stop now.
Yep, this is this is exactly the kind of lore I was looking for. When the giants trusted someone enough to help them travel the realms, they put Bifrost crystals in your eyes. Tyr had them, and so does Mimir. Okay, so...
We're finally home. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Bit drafty, maybe, but it's a right improvement over having tree bark in your tadger.
What? What's happening?
Time to rest.
I'm gonna sleep through winter.
Wait, should I be doing this? Good job. Yeah, luckily he had his eyes otherwise. Okay. I'm not gonna break anything in game, right? Ruin something for myself. I also feel like there was wasn't there something outside the door that I just missed? I'll do it after. There was like something hanging on the door, I think. Okay.
Okay, this'll do.
Sleep.
Way ahead of you.
Home.
Who's that?
The ball.
Hello? Let's decompress a little bit. Let's see what just happened to us. Okay, so I had said this during the credits, but I'm wondering if this multiple summers, like 3 summers worth of frost and everything, if it has something to do with what Freya did during the fault with Baldur, or it's something that when she went back to her house and she's mourning, like I wonder if she had something to do with it. And it like sort of clicked once I was like, wait a minute, when we were in that final battle, we saw Kratos and Atreus get covered in the frost. So that was interesting and sort of made me go like, what? I think I also said this, you know, half an hour ago, but I am gonna have to watch back through this VOD because I wonder if there's things that I miss. The tears in my eyes were just, it was completely blurry. I couldn't see what was going on. And every single twist and turn and new detail and everything coming into the end of this game was just absolutely emotional, soul crushing. There was sad, there was happy, there was a torn decision, there's this, that, like it was everything that an ending can be. And now I'm so excited for Ragnarok. It's hard because at the time, right, Freya she wants to do whatever it takes to it's not like mend Baldur, but he's angry with her and she wants to do whatever it takes for him to heal that hurt and pain, and she's willing to let him kill her, in which Kratos had a tough decision to make there and decides to kill Baldur, and Freya is obviously very destroyed. Mimir seems to think that having Freya alive is a good thing, which come to find out a little bit story-wise later. She may have some useful information going into Ragnarok. However, she hates our guts right now, so who knows what is going to come of that. Atreus, I don't know. I think Atreus, is he the guardian? I feel like maybe, right? I was kind of thinking it was his mom, but it seems like she was actually a giant, so I don't think she would be the guardian, so kind of makes me think that maybe it's him. What else did we see while we were there? The end, from what we saw, it looks like there are no giants left at all. I don't know, maybe they traveled somewhere else. I think that's just like my hope, like that they're not all gone and they just traveled somewhere, and maybe Atreus is the key to unlocking where they went. Interested to see where that goes. I feel like I'm missing a lot of things from the end of the game, so a watch through of myself to pick up on some things I think will be really helpful. But all in all, oh my gosh, every side quest, every mission, the funny interactions that we had, Brock and Sindri, Atreus and his little comments, and Mimir, just everything was so good. What an incredible, amazing game. I was looking for, going in, I was sort of taken aback by how cold Kratos is. But as we continued along in the game, we started to see that cold heart and outer shell start to strip away, which brought a tear to my eye, a tear or two. At some point, I'm gonna go back. There are 3 Valkyries that I missed, so I'm gonna go back and do those. I also want to go back to Niflheim, do the rest of the tears, and oh, there was like a couple of chests and stuff to open that middle area. And then I don't know if I'm gonna try to go get all of the artifacts and all that stuff, but like the bigger stuff, I definitely want to go back and do. So for today, that was the end of God of War. I absolutely loved it. Cannot wait for Ragnarok. Cannot wait to completely fill my trash with this huge pile of tissues. I think it was probably like an hour and a half straight of crying, so amazing. Bring this down. So I didn't play any of the other God of War games coming into this one because I just wanted to experience it just as I was finding out lore and stuff along the way, which I'm really happy I did. Of course, I would have been able to pull out meanings, and I would have already known probably some of these gods that we met and had interactions with, had I played those other games or watched a summary, but kind of like the way I went about it. Oh, Kratos calling Atreus son. Oh, I was already a complete mess in that moment, just like in addition to just being completely sheltered and oblivious to like pretty much all mythologies. I know Loki is a god, and there's some tie between Loki and Thor, and I'm not quite sure what it is, and I don't know if God of War has like a slightly different spin on what their relationship is or what, but yeah, he's part giant. Like, I don't know if that's part of Loki's story in the recent movies and that sort of stuff, but